Hi everyone, my name is Patricia Nikole, Painted Hair, and I'm Redken's global artist. I'm so excited to be here with you today teaching you all about my painted dimensional ribbon lights techniques. As you can see, her hair is dark, she has no dimension. So what this technique is going to do is it's going to give her a lived-in look that's gonna give her soft ribbons of color throughout her hair. And what I am the most excited about is to show you how transformative this technique can be. Today's products that I'm gonna be using is Redken's Blonde IQ 9+ paired with Shades EQ for the perfect finish. Let's get started. As you can see, I have my model already sectioned for her first placement. I created a horizontal section right at her nape, and the reason why is because this is going to be the start of the contour for around her face. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the wide part of my comb and I'm just going to very easily pull that hair down towards the base, just like this. And then I'm gonna lay the hair over on my hand and lock it in. The reason why I'm doing that is because I wanna create separation between her base and the mid-lengths and ends, but I also want to create a painted-like surface, which is gonna be this natural diffusion. I don't want a 50-50 type of separation. I really want there to be a gradient blend, which is what this is gonna create. And then I'm gonna take my foiling board here, which I'm gonna preload with the Redken Blonde IQ Lightener. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna lock the hair even further against the base, just like this. And now this is gonna be the point where you're really gonna be able to get close up and see what it looks like and how beautifully this lightener spreads. This consistency is so amazing with no clumps. And also another thing that's very important is there's no swelling in this lightener, so you can trust that when you're moving through your foil work, nothing is gonna move, it's gonna stay in place. So now that I'm finished with this section, I always like to go back in with my brush. I'm angling it so that way I can draw vertical lines down the hair, and then I'm gonna go back in and just wipe the remainder of the lightener all the way from the base to the ends. And then I'm gonna take my foil and I'm gonna lay my foil right on top to secure the lightener in. Another thing that I do that's really important to talk about is I always leave my foils flat. And the reason why I do that is because it's just a convenient, easy way for me to go back in and check my foils as they're processing. Now that I have her first diagonal section completed at her nape, I'm gonna go in with diagonals. The reason why I am doing diagonals is because I want to create the contour around her face. That contour is also going to connect the bottom of her hair to her face framing highlight. Also, I want to make sure that I'm closing the gap of the width of her hair. That's really important because you want to make sure that you're getting the most ribboning of highs and lows throughout her hair, and this is the way you're going to be able to achieve that. Now I'm finished with her diagonal section and her application. I'm gonna do one more on this side, and I am going to do two more on the opposite side. Once I'm finished doing two sections on this side, I'm gonna go in and I'm going to complete the horizontal sectioning all the way up to her crown. That's where I'm gonna stop, and then we're gonna move on to the side of her head. Now that I've finished the placement and application in the back of her hair, I'm starting in the front. What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be taking horizontal sectioning from the top of her ear all the way to the crown. I'm going to lift her hair up, and the hair that's gonna fall out is going to be the diagonal foil that I'm gonna place to create her face framing highlight. But this time what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and I'm going to push that hair down, which is with the natural fall, over direct, and do the same technique that I did in the back, just mimicking it on the side of her hair to create the same look. Now that I've finished with my model's application, I'm going to do a quick review of her placement. So I started in the back and I did 2 diagonal sections on each side of her head. And then I did horizontal sectioning starting from her nape and moving all the way to the top of her crown. And then I did 2 diagonal sections right in front of her face because I wanted to connect her face framing highlights. At her face framing highlights, I have 2 back-to-back highlights that are going to connect with no diffusion, and the rest of the horizontal panels are going to have diffusion until I reach the last foil. For each client, that's going to look different, and the reason why I love this technique so much is because each individual is going to have their own look, their own amount of highs and lows, their own beautiful contrast, and also this beautiful contour that is going to seal this perfect look for them. I'm so excited to share the results of the Blonde IQ 9+ with you because I cannot believe how amazing her lift is. As you can see, she started out as a level 4, but one thing that I really want to point out is that she was a colored level 4, which is really impressive because I wanted to make sure that I was able to give her a clear canvas that would be able to support the color melt for Shades EQ, and that's what I was able to deliver. Look at how beautiful and healthy the results are. Dimensional, she has all this ribbons and brightness throughout her hair, which is stunning. You want to make sure that you are applying your color melt on dry hair. The reason why you want to apply Shades EQ on dry hair is because Shades EQ will not compete with the water pH, and that's very important for the best results. You want to give your clients the best, and Shades EQ was designed to be applied on dry hair. And plus, it allows me to see the pattern of the hair, so that way I can be very intentional with my placement, because that's a part of the color service. Now I'm going to start the application with Shades EQ. I am going to start with the bowl and brush at her base. And what I'm going to do is I am going to follow this angle where the highest point of the depth is here to respect the contour, and then the lowest part is going to be towards the back to really respect the depth. And I'm going to create that depth myself, just painting down at an angle, just like that. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take your bottle applicator and you're going to go in, and then you're going to go over the shade that you just put down for your color melt, and you're going to melt them together. So go here and really just make sure that you're saturating from zone 2 into zone 3. Now that I have her color melt applied with Shades EQ, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna follow the same pattern all the way around her head, and I'm gonna allow her color to process for the full 20 minutes to get the best result. Come back for her finished look. I cannot wait for you to see her bold dimensional blend. I have my model back in the chair. She is all blow dried. She is finished from her Shades EQ service. I cannot get over these results. We completely transformed her hair using my painted dimensional ribbon lights technique to give her these stunning dimensional soft blended results with the perfect contour around her face. I cannot wait for you to go back to the salon and try this technique on your clients. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.